legend says, this sword belongs to the one true king.
Devon, congratulations on the series Cursed. I absolutely loved it. What do you like about this different take on the Arthurian legend?
I love the take on how we see the story through Nimwe's eyes. In the fantasy world, we see it through the male gaze a lot of the time. It's been told so many times, and I think what's exciting about this is Catherine's absolutely the right person to be the center of this story, and which is exciting. And I think she put a lot of heart into the role, and I think it's just such a new take, and I think we're going to find so many different heroes. You know, I don't want to say about myself, but especially seeing like people of color as well, like in this story. It's exciting to see us finally being like, 1 minute, if there's a magical sword, why can't there be more people in the world in these worlds? So,
Mother?
There is something you must do. Take this to Merlin.
I feel like we haven't seen this kind of Merlin before. He's a lot younger, he's a bit reckless, and I just love how you portrayed the character.
I mean, the role is so beautifully written. That's what attracted me to the project. You know, here we have a Merlin who's a drunk, who's lost his magic. He's cynical. You know, dwells in this castle as some sort of advisor to this king, but he doesn't really seem to care about anything apart from getting drunk. And I think that's just such an amazing starting point. As I kept reading, I realized that how intelligent he is, how manipulative he is, how charming he is. And he has this wide range of multifaceted aspects to him.
Daniel, congratulations on the series Cursed. I absolutely loved it. What do you like about this take on the legend of Arthur?
I like that it's told from a female perspective, you know, like I love that it gives young girls or the access point into this thing of saying, oh yeah, I relate to that, you know, I'm like that character, you know, and so often these stories are not told from those perspectives. I have a little sister who's 10, and to give her the thing of being like, oh yeah, I'm like that and she is like that, is kind of cool.
You've played a young Barack Obama in the movie Barry that takes place before he became president. And now you're playing another legend, Arthur, before he becomes King Arthur. What drew you to this character?
Employment, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, it was one of those things where I always get excited by characters where you know where they end, you're reading where they begin, but you have no idea how we're gonna get to that point. And I think that's the journey of how do you make someone who eventually most likely will become king, finding that journey. It's so exciting as an actor, and I feel very blessed to be a part of this project.
Why do you think it's so important, I think, especially now during a global pandemic, to have a fantasy series?
What I love about good fantasy and good sci-fi is that it gives you, you know, your escapism from whatever reality you're living in. And, you know, we've all had the world has had a rough 6 months, you know, so I think we're all in the need of a break. And having said that, if that show can still reflect certain themes that are relevant to our time, you know, I think that's when fantasy is at its best.
Was the challenge the same kind of thing when it came to training with sword fights and that kind of thing?
You know, I was saying that we were all put on a farm in the middle of the English countryside, and so you'd see all the other actors training away, you know, and Devon and I would have to work out in the gym. We all ended up seeing each other in the gym being like, all right, Gustaf, yeah, right there.
There was a part in the series where Arthur says you don't need to hide your scars because we all have scars. How, in your opinion, does one accept them?
That is a great question. Oh gosh. I think it's one of those things where it reminded me of, I remember Barack Obama said something that at 50, if you haven't gotten over things that you had in your 20s, then you just need to move on. Like it's that point. And I think it's one of those things where as human beings, sometimes we inherently want to self-harm within ourselves. And we want to think that we're not worthy or we're not ready for a moment. each character, I think we see them go through their own scars and their own wounds, and especially, I don't know, I don't want to, I'll probably spoil something if I say that. But I definitely think we all have scars, and I think it's what makes us beautiful. And I think that's the whole thing about Cursed is, there's that balance between being cursed and being blessed, and it being kind of within the same world.
Absolutely. Devon, thank you so much, and all the best with the series. I hope it goes super well.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it.
This is our only chance at survival.
Watch 5FM TV on YouTube. 5FM.